Morning to all. Lecture 5 we'll continue with yesterday topic, that is bisection method. We'll take another example. So using bisection method we'll find value of root 10. Only this much sentence is there. So student, if none other thing is mentioned, then we have to consider interval by ourselves. We are going to find the interval. If interval is not given, find it. And if कितने iteration तक find करना है वो भी नहीं mention किया, then we have to find up to 3 iteration. So now what was our first step? You have to mug up this step. First step is what? To equate given polynomial with 0. Now here f of x is equal to what? Root 10. So we'll consider x is equal to root 10. Now squaring both sides. So we'll get x square is equal to 10. So x square minus 10 is equal to 0. That means our f of x is equal to 0. So we have now polynomial f of x as x square minus 10 is equal to 0. And now we have to find the interval. That is, because this is extra step which we are going to do over here because interval is not mentioned. So to find interval a comma b, first we'll start with a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 1. When a is equal to 0, find this. So when a is equal to 0, our f of a is equal to, substitute over here, a 0, 0 square minus 10. So this will be minus 10. And when b is equal to 1, f of b will be what? Substitute 1 over here. So 1 square minus 10. So this will be minus 9. Now what was our condition? If we consider interval 0 comma 1, if we consider interval 0 comma 1, our f of a into f of b will be what? Is equal to minus 10 into minus 9. That is equal to plus 90, right? But what was the condition? Find two numbers such that f of a into f of b less than 0. It should be less than 0. That means negative number should be there. But this is positive. So a interval will not consider. A is equal to 0, b is equal to 1. But in theory you have to find like this. So next we'll consider a is equal to, now continue with this. A is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2. A is equal to 1. What is our f of a? F of a is equal to, we have already found it. So minus 9. When b is equal to 2, so f of b will be what? Substitute over here. 2 square minus 10. That is 4 minus 10. So this will be what? Minus 6. Again this is minus and this minus. So product will be positive. A into b will be minus 9 into minus 6 is equal to what? Plus positive आएगा. So again we are not going to consider a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2. So next consider a is equal to, with continue with this, a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3. So when a is equal to 2, we have already find it out the value. So f of a will be what? Minus 6. And when b is equal to 3, f of b will be 3, substitute करो polynomial में, 9, 3 का square 9, minus 10. This will be minus 1. Again see, minus and minus. So f of a into f of b will be minus 6 into minus 1, which is equal to positive 6. Again this is greater than 0. So we are not going to consider this also. So our next will be a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 4. When a is equal to 3, f of a will be minus 1. And when b is equal to 4, f of b will be, b 4 को यहाँ पे substitute करना है, 4 का square, that is 16 minus 10. This will be 6. So minus 1 into 6. So f of a into f of b will be minus 1 into 6 will be minus 6. That means what? F of a into f of b is less than 0. What is less than 0? Our condition is satisfying. So that means we are going to consider this interval. A is equal to 3 and b is equal to 4. So therefore interval is equal to a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 4. Now we have found out the value a and b such that f of a and f of b is less than 0. So second step is done. Now to find approximate value xn, approximate value, as I've told to you, first approximation, that is first iteration, will consider as x of 0. So this will be first iteration. So x of 0 is equal to a plus b divided by 2, a 3 plus 4 divided by 2. 0 will be 3.5. X of 0 is what? 3.5. Now what we have to do? Fourth step में, after finding approximate value, if f of a into f of x of n we have to check, or either f of b into x of n we have to check, right? So for that purpose we need to find x of 0. So अपना polynomial क्या था? x square minus 10 is equal to 0. So x के जगह पे ना x of 0 substitute करना है. And what is x of 0? 3.5. So 3.5 का square minus 10. 3.5 का square minus 10 will be what? 2.25. So f of x of 0 is 2.25. Now check the condition f of a into f of x0. f of a क्या था? So minus 1 into 2.25. So this will be minus 2.25. Now this condition is getting satisfied. X of 0 is less than 0, right? If we take f of b into f of x0, so this will be 6 into this positive number. So again positive value greater than 0. But we want what? Negative value. This condition should get satisfied. F of a into x of 0 is equal to, is less than 0, right? So our first condition is getting satisfied. If f of a into x of n less than 0, then the root lies between a comma x0 first iteration के लिए, and we'll go to the step third with b is equal to x0. So that means what? Our root is lies between f of a and f of x0. f of a क्या था? Interval क्या था? First interval which we have found it out over here was 3 and 4, right? 3 and 4, that is f of a. f of a and f of b. ऐसे लिख रही हूँ so that you will understand it better. 3, 4 के बीच में रूट है, लेकिन अभी क्या हो गया? b की जगह पे we are replacing with x of 0 because ये condition satisfy हो रहा है. So x a के साथ आएगा x0. So now this will be f of a will be as it is. This position will be as it is. Okay, first में मैंने यहाँ पे वैल्यू लिखा था, यहाँ पे I'm writing f of a और x0 so that you will understand it better. So this will be f of x0. What is a f of x0? 2.25. So this will be value as it is 3 and b का वैल्यू चेंज हो रहा है, 4 से क्या हो गया? x0 का वैल्यू 3.5. So see this, from this side we are reducing this. Okay, so next step में what we are going to do? So first iteration is done, we are reducing this side. So now second iteration. सेकेंड इटरेशन में क्या होगा? b की जगह पे क्या आ गया अभी? x0. सो सेकेंड इटरेशन विल बी x1 आएगा. x1 इज इक्वल टू a प्लस b डिवाइड बाई 2, लेकिन b रिप्लेस होगा किससे? x0 से. सो दिस विल बी a विल बी 3 प्लस 3.5 x0 का वैल्यू डिवाइड बाई 2. सो x1 विल बी 3.25, राइट? सो अभी चेक करना है रूट कहाँ पे है. फॉर दैट पर्पस अगेन अब हम लोग क्या कैलकुलेट करेंगे? एफ ऑफ x1. x1 विल बी व्हाट? पॉलिनोमियल यूज करना है. x स्क्वायर माइनस 10 था तो यहाँ पे क्या अभी लिखेंगे? x1 का स्क्वायर. सो x1 इज 3.25 का स्क्वायर माइनस 10. नाउ फाइंड दिस वैल्यू ऑफ f ऑफ x1. 0.5625, राइट? सो दिस इज f ऑफ x1. x1 मिल गया. नाउ वी हैव टू चेक अगेन अपने स्टेप्स पे f ऑफ a इंटू एफ ऑफ x1, मतलब प्रीवियस एंड द नेक्स्ट वन सेटिस्फाई हो रहा है कि नहीं, लेस देन 0. सो f ऑफ a क्या था? विल चेक नाउ. f ऑफ a इंटू एफ ऑफ x1. is equal to -1 into 0.5625. Yes, so this condition is getting satisfied. Again x0 अभी replace होगा with x1, यहाँ से और reduce होगा, but this is remaining constant. C 0.5625, right? So now यहाँ पे लिखेंगे f of a into f of x1 is less than 0. So this condition is getting satisfied like this. So f of a will be same. So root will be lies between what? F of a and f of x1. So x0 3.5 था, x1 क्या है 3.25 and f of a is 3. Okay, now we'll go to the third iteration and this will be our last iteration. If in exam they have told you to find up to 4 iteration, you have to go till 4 iteration. If not mentioned up to 3 iteration, it will be satisfied. Okay, so in third iteration what x2 will find? X2 will be what? Now a is there, but instead of b or x0 b क्या आ गया x1. So this will be x1 divided by 2. So 3 plus 3.25 divided by 2. So our x2 will be 3.125. ओके, x2 मिल गया. अभी क्या करेंगे? f of x2 फाइंड करेंगे. f of x क्या था? x स्क्वायर माइनस 10. सो 3.125 का स्क्वायर माइनस 10. of x2 we are getting now negative minus 0.234. okay, f of x2. Now we'll check the condition. f of a into f of x2 is equal to -1 into minus 0.234. But this will be what? 0.234 positive, which is greater than 0. So now ये condition अभी क्या हो गया? false ही हो गया. So we have to check for second condition. ये वाला if f of b into f of xn, मतलब जो यहाँ का रहता है this side from this side, this one f of a into x2 जो reduce किया this 2 सेटिस्फाई नहीं हो रहा है, तो x2 एंड x1 कंसिडर करेंगे. बिकॉज फ्रॉम द स्टेट फर्स्ट इटरेशन से ये b को रिप्लेस किया x0 को रिप्लेस किया x1, मतलब इंस्टेड ऑफ b अभी क्या आएगा x1. सो नाउ विल चेक फॉर नेक्स्ट कंडीशन. ये मिडिल वैल्यू आ गया ना 3.125 ये दोनों का, राइट. सो ये दोनों का सेटिस्फाई नहीं हो रहा है, माइनस नहीं आ रहा है, ये दोनों का चेक करना है लाइक दिस. सो दिस विल टेक इट एज f of x1 into f of x2 is equal to, we'll check now. f of x1 क्या था? go back to this 0.562 into minus 0.234. now this condition will get satisfied because this will comes negative number. okay, so ये नहीं calculate किया तो भी चलेगा. x1 into f of x2 is what? less than 0. yes, now this condition is getting satisfied. ओके, ये सेटिस्फाई नहीं हो रहा था, सो ये कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई हो रहा है. देयरफॉर रूट इज लाइज बिटवीन व्हाट? x1 f of x1 एंड f of x2, राइट. x1 क्या था? x1 का वैल्यू 3.25 एंड x2 का वैल्यू क्या है? 3.125. नाउ सी वी आर रिप्लेसिंग विथ a ना, तो a के जगह पे x2 लिखना है, समझा? तो ये जो लिखा है इसका एग्जैक्ट अपोजिट लिखना है हम लोग को. सो f of x2, f of x1 will be as it is 3.25 and this will be 3.125. now root is lies between what? we'll write over here root is lies between 3.125 and 3.25. okay, so therefore to find this root what will we do? x3 is equal to, final step, 3.125 plus 3.25 divided by 2, and whatever will be x3 that value will be your root. 3.187. so this will be your answer. therefore root is 3.187. by using calci also you can verify. so square root of 10 is equal to 3.16, approximate value you are getting. okay, thank you.